Well, I'm not one for making Sims videos, but I've also never moved a Sims family before. So, wait, let me see if I can adjust the volume on this. Yeah, so I've never moved a family into another home in The Sims. I don't play that much. I just build properties. I'm not even very good at it. I just enjoy doing it. So this time, I'm running a farm, a generational farm, and as I was as I was making a science baby between the first two that lived in this house, so it can be a generational farm. They already had a teenager that they didn't create. I just created this family. It was two parents and a teenager. And then these two parents were making a science baby, and I somehow moved in his brother and that dude's wife, and they made a baby like the old-fashioned way. So, yay, a teenager and two babies in the house. This farm's cool. I've used this 5 or 6 times before running Generational Family. It's one of the only properties that I actually play. But I found this awesome farm in the gallery, and I thought, well, I want to move my Generational Family farm to this monstrosity of a house. It's beautiful. It was such a beautiful build, and I believe it's base game. So anybody can do this. I mean, it's 50 by 50, so I had to remove a park or a museum or a library or something commercial. It was not residential. It's huge, but I really wanted this farm, so I cleared out a park or something and downloaded this. Well, apparently when you move, it's like real life. You have to go through the house, find any paintings that you made personally, confidence-inspiring, romantic, whatever. Any woodworking things you made that you put around the house. You have to go find all that stuff and put it in their inventories. You got to go through the house in build mode and take litter box, vacuum cleaner, fancy garbage can, guitars, easels, video game system, computers, whatever you bought or built and put in that house, that's your stuff. You got to bring it to the new house. I never thought about that. So I had some anxiety last night. Like, did I get everything? We're moving in the morning, damn it. Did I get everything? I think I got everything. Doesn't matter now because we done sold the property like just now. So now I have to figure out where to put the stuff we already own in the new house. It's big, but it's a little cluttered. I mean, when I build a sim home, I put a bookshelf in. A bookshelf. Fancy houses like this have 2 and 3 bookshelves. Right here above where I'm working, there's 3 bookshelves there. 4. There's four bookshelves, I think. 3 and a shelf of knickknacks. We only need 1 bookshelf. Multiple rooms have multiple bookshelves. Hell, there's another one behind the piano to the left. There's bookshelves all over the place. They're decorations. I don't do that. So big that this house is, I have to pick and choose where I put stuff so it's not in a place where a sim wants to stand or walk. I mean, granted, in a pinch, I could put it in the middle of the foyer. There's plenty of room there. Well, now I'm trying to figure out what all they used bb.move objects on, because I need to know what's unusable. There's another bookshelf. There's so many bookshelves. Unnecessary. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out where to put everything. So I brought my fancy little vacuum, although I might need to get another one for the upper floor because this won't go upstairs. We got cat food tends to go, I mean, it went next to that thing in the old kitchen. Might as well go next to that vacuum in the new kitchen. I like the new kitchen. It's much bigger than the old kitchen, and it's not so enclosed. Not sure why this sofa and chairs are facing a fire pit with no TV. Like, who's gonna sit there? Anyway, whatever. I just moved in. We'll customize it. I'll give them more autonomy. See, there's one of the paintings my sim painted. It's confidence inspiring. So I figure if he's confident, he can make better woodworking tools. You know, if you get an aura enabled painting, you got to put it in the right spot to accomplish the right thing. Here, again, there's a computer, so I figure someone's going to come up here and write a book. So I took another confidence inspiring painting that he made. There's 4 adults. I don't know why only one of them paints. And nobody plays guitar except the teenager. I don't know why. We're going to see if somebody picks up the piano in this place. We did not have a piano in the old place. So now I'm starting to realize they got a lot of stuff in their house inventory that I don't actually want. At some point here soon, I just begin dumping stuff into the sale area just to get rid of it. Yeah, you don't need some of that stuff. I do have 2 toddler beds I put in here ahead of time a couple days ago, but now there's this one kind of portable one that you might have in your living room. But now I'm thinking, well, I don't want it here. I want it near the people, but if we're watching TV, it'll wake the baby up. So there's technically no walls in between that TV and this spot, but I know it's far enough away to where the baby shouldn't hear the TV. And there's no music nearby this area, so if there's an infant sleeping in the bed there, they should be fine in that location. And it's close enough to where if they wake up crying, an adult can come over and not waste too much time getting there. I did notice I have 2 litter boxes. And I wasn't sure where to put it. I was checking to see if there was a roof over this, because I have snow and rain and thunderstorms and stuff in my game. Not thunderstorms. I stopped letting those in. Those are super annoying. They scare the children. They scare the animals. This rain's fine. Thunderstorms complicate things. Don't know why we moved in the middle of the night, but I noticed it was dark, and I thought, wait, what does this place look like in the afternoon? Let's do some of this in the afternoon. Oh, I'm going to pause for a second here. Alright, roommate came back, so I guess we're good until the dog starts flipping out about something. Hopefully the RTX voice thing will filter out the barking dog. So yeah, their personal items was one thing, but it was a farm. A generational family farm. When I downloaded this from the gallery, it was very well stocked, ready to go. Like if you didn't have a farm and you downloaded this thing was ready to go. A crop of potatoes and carrots and all kinds of things. All these trees on the left are lemon trees. They're planted and they're grown, but they're normal, like lowest quality. I've had a farm for generations, and I have perfect plants, perfect trees. Some are magnificent, some are excellent, but everything has evolved beyond normal. So I'm removing the things from this farm. There goes the dog. Maybe I'll pause. Yeah, 50-pound chihuahua. He's like, squirrel. So yeah, I'm thrilled that this farm had a bunch of stuff in it already, but I have an inventory full of really good plants. So these things gotta go. It was set up in a fairly regimented order, like these are all lemon trees, all the ungrown but planted they're all potatoes, I think, like all potatoes, those brown dots behind the trees. The planter squares in the back there, I think they had mostly sage and some basil, but they were normal, low quality. I have really good ones, so I will replace all of those as well. As I'm sitting here talking, and I know what I did, but now that I'm watching the little red bar go across the narration line, I'm like 11 minutes into this, and I think I went for 45 minutes. So I might edit some of this. Edit some of this. I was scrolling through and watching me put in plants, just row after row after row. Yeah, that chunked out like 12 or 14 minutes. And then I realized, oh, I have all these mushrooms and I don't have anywhere to put them in the farm. So I thought I would take the opportunity to make these more natural. At the moment, I'm just trying to get them out of my inventory. And then it occurs to me, well, I have plenty of plants around here. Mushrooms grow. Yeah, there you go. In reality, like in real life, mushrooms would grow in little spots like this. I mean, granted, they tend to grow in the center of your lawn if your yard is healthy. I love seeing mushrooms in the yard because that tells me the mycelial network under the grass is super healthy. And that means all of your plants, anything you put in your yard, is going to grow well. If you have mushrooms somewhere in your yard, it means you have good soil. I don't know if you knew that. Because people will find a mushroom in the middle of their lawn and they run over and kick it out, which is fine because you're just spreading spores. That's great, actually. Kick it, step on it, squish it, whatever. The spores go everywhere and you'll just make your soil healthier. So yeah, I wanted to make these more natural, so I just kind of dispersed them amongst the bushes. That's going to make harvesting rough for me later, because I'll right-click one and say harvest all, and they'll only go a certain distance. They probably won't get all of them, so I'll have to go 10 or 20 feet over, right-click one, and tell them to harvest all those, and then they'll go grab everything near them. So whatever, this just looks better, but it's going to complicate my life later in harvesting. I think I'm going to edit some more out. That is filling in nicely, but I still have a bunch of excellent strawberry plants. I think they're excellent. My playback here is quite low resolution because it's just rendering on the fly. They look excellent. A little bit of work will get them to magnificent, and a few more fertilizations and evolutions will get them to perfect. But excellent is better than normal. So, whatever. I want to keep my strawberry plants. I should have made room for them. I didn't realize I had this many plants. This appears to be a huge farm, but it didn't have room for all my plants. Now I'm going over the place like, did I get everything? Somebody's got a guitar. This is a good place for it. And I got some music speakers. I like people to have music playing in the background. It increases their happiness. It encourages inspiration and confidence, whatever. It's nice to inspire people to be in a mood. I had these things set up in a weird spot, just in a corner of the property on the old place. Now I'm thinking I don't want them all clumped up, but I do want them all. They save a bit of money in electricity, but you gotta repair the damn things all the time. I'm waiting for the main guy's, the very first guy I created. I'm waiting for his handiness skill to get high enough to where he can make them unbreakable. But for the meantime, they keep breaking and he has to fix them. Now, in moving, if he did upgrade anything, I'm assuming the upgrades stayed in the device, even though we put it in the inventory and moved. I'll be mad if they reset. But I don't know that he upgraded anything. So I'm going to edit out some more and come back. Alrighty, I got music speakers placed, I got a few computers put in, and then I realized I have a teenage boy. This is a small girl's room. So, trying to remove that $300 computer and put his $10,000 unbreakable computer in. But they used bb.moveObjects, so that computer was probably unusable in the first place, because I can't put a computer back there. I don't have bb moveObjects on. I'll turn it on if I need to, but I leave it off, building and decorating, so I get an idea of what actually fits where, because I need it to be usable for the sim. If I have to use bb.moveObjects for a usable object, they often can't use it. They'll wave in the air, and it shows a little thought bubble over their head with footprints and a red X, like they can't walk to it. So now I don't want to redecorate much. I don't want to try hard. So I'm thinking, how many different colors can I change these things to make it a boy's room? I don't know why I made that little cloud mirror a frowny face with tears, because the first thing I made the teen sim do was earn a bunch of satisfaction points so he could buy the trait of never being tense. I'd make him work hard in school and he'd come home all tense and sad or whatever. He never gets tense anymore. So I don't know why I went with a mirror with tears on it. It was better than hearts. I just don't want to redecorate. It's a boy's room, not a girl's room. He had a $60,000 bedroom down in the basement before, so this is going to be quite a change for him. I could have rented this out to a couple and made money off of it, off of his basement room. He had a kitchen and a bathroom and, oh God, he didn't ever have to leave the basement, to be honest. But he came upstairs and did his homework, and the parents would help him. And when the parents wanted privacy, they'd go down to his room. When everybody was upstairs, they'd go down to his room and watch TV. So I'm just trying to make this a boy's room. That room to the bottom left there is going to be a child's room. I got 2 infants. When they become toddlers, I will replace those 2 beds with toddler beds and keep the orange on the top left there, on the left. I will keep those beds in the house inventory. When they go from toddler to child, I'll switch out the beds and put these back, and that'll be the children's room. There's 2 desks that they can do homework on. There's toys they can play with. They'll give the teenage boy a chair he can watch TV in. He doesn't watch much TV, but I will also put his video game system in here, because no point in that being in the living room. Although I might need 2 chairs. The dog, jeez. Yeah. You can think all you want. I got a cat. She's quiet. She's lovely. Move in with your best friend who has a dog. You now have a dog, too. So anyway, I figured I'd put the boy's game system in here in his room. I'm going to have to get another chair because he brings this friend home from school all the time. Kid's got a weird name, too. Gunawan, I think is his name. But he brings him home and they play multiplayer video games together. So I might have to put a second chair in. But I'll figure that out when Gunawan comes over from school one day. I believe doing the teenager's room was the last thing I did. But I'm going to edit some just to shorten this crap. If I'm not talking, to me it's boring. So I'm going to skip to where I feel. Alright, we're getting there. I have never used the toddler, the high chairs. I guess they're high chairs. But I figured they should go at the table next to a parent. And then I thought, well, I want each toddler, infant, baby to have one parent potentially on each side of them. So with this placement, technically the parents, two parents, don't care if it's their parents, but two of the parents can be on either side of the child. So I think that's that for inventory items. I don't think I ever put the thermostat on the wall. I see it in the inventory now. I gotta put a thermostat on the wall next time I play. But the farm's looking done. It's full of plants. The little music speakers are on walls in various places. The greenhouse, I love the way they built that glass roof on the little greenhouse on the right of the house. There's roses in every one of those. I gotta plant those. I don't have roses, so that'll be nice. I'll have to fertilize them and cultivate them to be better. So I've come out of build mode and gone into live mode thinking, all right, we're just about done. So I need to make bed assigning. This is the first guy I made, part of the first couple that lived in the farmhouse. So they tend to get the first room. His brother and sister-in-law always get the secondary bedroom. So they can go upstairs, since that is the other double bed. God forbid there's problems with either family's toddler later. Uncle Joseph is going to have to deal with him because it's in the room right next to him. Whatever, that's Joseph's problem. So, assigning the teen to the teen bed. I assigned each couple to their beds. Each adult bedroom has a toddler or an infant bed in it, so their infant will stay in their room. Yeah, then I realized that ribbon was purple. Now, boys like purple too, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to go for some boy color schemes here, not purple and pink and stuff. Did I leave that purple bow? Yeah, I just figured a couple subtle changes would make it more boyish. Although that is a high heel. I probably should have removed that, but whatever. I live in Colorado. There's boys that wear high heels here, so whatever. Just liberal whatever. You can't judge a book by its cover. Everybody likes what they like. You can't help it. It just is what it is. I'm doing my best, though. Okay. I feel like this house is done. Oh, you can hear my mechanical keyboard click, 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 click in the background. I guess the microphone was on during filming. I should have turned it off because I was planning on narrating this anyway. That sucks. My mic was on the whole time I was recording. Anyway, so time to move into the new generational family farm.